How's it going, fellow indie game enthusiasts? I hope you are having a wonderful day and you are ready for some awesome roguelike inventory management game, because today we are continuing our journey of overloading. Last time we played with Maximilian, but the second character we are playing today is called Liz. But before we delve into how the character plays, who is the character, and all the cool skills, just a quick reminder that this game is a roguelike inventory management dungeon crawler where you have a ever-changing skill tree which defines your synergies and all the other things that you are going to choose along your different encounters. The game is divided into 3 chapters at the moment, so without further ado, let's check out how Liz plays. Welcome, fellow traveler. If you like indie games as much as I do, please don't forget clicking all the nice buttons on the screen, because it helps out the channel a lot. And if you are an indie dev who needs their game tested or covered, please send me an email to the email address on the screen. And now, back to the game. So Liz is a legendary thief wanted in several countries. Surprisingly, she accepted without hesitation when asked to help fight the corruption. All the passives. 1 time per area, when you trash an item, obtain another random item. Pretty cool one. It was a bit hard to wrap my head around how this works, because I usually forgot that ability, but if you get a hang of it and you don't forget that you can trash an item once per area, you can fish for a bunch of really nice random items that can, incorporated into your synergies and stats and sets and all the great stuff. And the Reckon gives you an extra potion, which is a pretty useful thing, because to me, Liz is a bit more squishier character than Maximilian. Maybe it's just me, I'm not sure, but having extra potions never hurts. I haven't unlocked the last passive skills because I haven't beaten the game in Corruption 4 yet, but just to, showcase how the character plays and what type of style you can expect from Liz, pick a couple of skills and check them out. So for example, Junk Artisan. When trashing item with your first passive ability, the item obtained has a 50% chance of being upgraded. You can trash an extra item with your first passive ability. So just trash an item and there's a really nice chance that the item you are getting is being upgraded to the 2nd level, which is a really nice edge. Also, we got weapon proficiency on hit effects and when attacking effects trigger twice. Pretty awesome. We also have recycling. When trashing an item with your first passive ability, the item obtained will be of the same category, for example headpiece, as the item trashed. You can trash an extra item with your first passive ability, and this helps you to fish for specific items that you're looking for to change in your slots. So this is a really cool stuff. I usually pick this when I can. And there are other, like trashing related abilities. There are some vampirism type going on here to gain 15% lifesteal permanently. That increases to 30% during the first round of each combat. So Liz is like a classic rogue in a sense, with a twist of trashing different items. So let's see what we can achieve with this specific run. I'm not going to explain the game in details like I did with Maximilian's playthrough, but I'm going to address different keywords and all the other things that are essential to understand how the game plays. If you are looking for a more detailed type of video about the game, just click somewhere here and check out my Maximilian playthrough. It has 2 parts. So of course, the first encounter of the Outer Forest, nothing extra, a simple slime, we just take it down. We have 3 encounters of a buffer zone, so you can get a hang of every single run, and after that, of course, we are going to face more difficult enemies. I'm going to start with the Wayfarer boots, because swiftness is a really great thing. It lets you deal extra attacks. So just take them down. And of course, green is going really well with a great cat. So stat dagger, comfy boots, and of course we are going to pick the stat dagger, so we have a better physical damage by default. Okay, these were the first 3 buffer encounters. Let's see the passive skills that we can choose from in this run. So defensive maneuver. Whenever you attack, gain 1 temporary armor. Okay, it's kind of playing safe. Armor infusion. When an enemy attacks you, apply free weak or free poison to it, chosen randomly. So poisoning is a really great thing and might go well with the Sylvan and the Rogue sets, but we will see later on. And we got the play safe, gain 50% critical chance, but lose 20% critical damage. So we are going to hit critically more often, but we deal less damage when we do so. Okay, so we got a nice saber, which is a really cool weapon at the beginning, but this set is part of a set called Saltwater. Gain a chance for golden chests to spawn after clearing a combat area and make them stronger. So this is going to give us a really nice chance of getting better items much faster. We still haven't decided what type of path we are taking with this character in this playthrough, so early on we can like mix and match items much easier than later on when we have like a set which is working relatively good and you have to opt out one item, so you're losing the 4 set bonus. So I think you'll get the gist. So now I'm just, you know, rocking no sets at the moment, and as I mentioned, I usually forgot to trash stuff, but in the first couple of like, you know, encounters I was looking forward to fill up my different item slots, but here I can do that. So like, let's just trash the style dagger, and we got a boot that we are not going to use. So we know the simple slimes. This guy is a nasty one because dealing double damage, we're not alone, so we just, you know, single it out immediately and just take out all the enemies without any problem. We go to the next zone, trash immediately. I like to trash immediately because, you know, in this case I tend to forget it less, but seemingly that's not true every single time. But I think this is a bit of a slight way to show that you have this ability. In fact, call me a noob, but I haven't really realized this, you know, icon which is blinking until I talked to the devs about this. Can we have like a stack indicator that how many times we can trash, and they told me that the trash icon is literally blinking. But as far as I know, and based on my experiences as a QA game tester, the players never look to the left side of the screen, and most importantly, not to the downside. So maybe it's just me, who knows. I'm just, you know, trying to explain myself or excuse myself. But in this case, now we know. So look for the blinking trash icon. Let's just trash this guy. And, you know, I just got the breastplate and just add it because in this case we have like more armor at the beginning. These guys have like 50% chance to dodge the first attack, but fortunately they did not dodge that. Okay, let's just trash this guy, and now we got the first skill book. When we have the first skill book, it means that we can choose from one of the passive abilities. I'm not exactly sure what to choose at the moment, but I'm just going to go with the play safe, extra crit chance but lose critical damage. So now we have 65% crit chance, which is pretty nice. So should every second attack be a crit, as far as I'm concerned about it. So yeah, it's going to be great. When I don't have an exact item I'm looking for in a run or from a chest, I usually just pick the highest rarity, because when we get to a forge or we trash, we can get like a same rarity of the item, or just, you know, we can make like something that is better in rarity. Okay, we got the same item back. Not a lucky start. Okay, thanks to the counterattack and the dodge, we are dealing some really nice attacks back, so shouldn't be a problem. We unlocked the second skills, so let's see. We got the perfected defense. At the end of the round, lose 3 armor and gain 1 barrier. Pretty nice, but not going to work with our previous stuff. Maybe if we get like a set that doubles an armor giving, we will see. Upgraded formula. After using a potion, restore 40% of your health. Pretty useful. Subterfuge. Enemies receive double damage when it is not your turn. So for example, from Hex, or for example, Thorns. But we are not in this type of sets at the moment, so we will see what happens. So this guy has a guard, so it's going to block the first attack that we are dealing, so I usually try to get rid of these guys as soon as possible. Thief Mask, and we got the Traveler Amulet, which is 20% critical attack. Of course, we're going to use that because in this case, Sylvan Set bonus is there. Of course, I forgot to trash because I'm talking and I cannot remember. I was thinking that, you know, making a post-it to my desk before I started the video that, you know, just trash every single time. But, you know, let's just, you know, deal with the fact that maybe it needs something that is easier to see. Okay, Wayfarer Boots. We have a nice upgraded one, but here is the Infiltrator Cloak, which is going to give us like an extra rogue set, and this one just, you know, like a safe bet to fill up the armor slot. So we got the Iron Ring. It just, you know, put it there because we don't have a ring at the moment, and Bludgeoning is 10%. Bludgeoning is going to give us a chance to stun the enemies. Could go really nice with this one, and we trashed the item, haven't forgot it. And we got the Initiate Robes, which is a caster type of set. Mana Burst is a really nice extra damage source that we can blast the enemies with, but we are not going to use any casting sets in this video. And then we trash, and then we pick the Vial. So I usually go with obtain a random uncommon item with level 3, but I'm just going to get 3 health potions just to be sure. You know, we chose to play safe, we are going to play safe. So double damage when not alone. Poisonous, I'd like to seek out the Volbit as soon as possible because we don't really like double damage. Let's just trash, kind of forgot to trash. When attacking, increase the damage of another enemy by 3. So no thank you. That was not a one hit, kind of unfortunate. Thief Boots, are we going to change this? Let's see. Okay, just getting the Thief Boots just to be sure. Trash one. And now what we can do, of course, is restore 50% of health or upgrade something. And of course, we're going to upgrade something. Since this one is dealing a bunch of damage and giving us a bunch of swiftness, I'm going with the Saber and looking for some other saltwater items. So let's just trash this one. No, that's a Winter Staff. Not using it, so let's just move on. Infiltrator's Robe, extra upgrade. Of course, there are 3 type of upgrade levels: 1 star, 2 star, and 3. From copper to gold. Trash this one. Unlucky. When attacking, apply 2 wounds. No, thank you. So we take them down in 1 turn. Traveler Amulet being upgraded, and now we got the first forging opportunity. So let's just get rid of these items. Cool upgrade. All the caster stuff and things we are not using. No shield this time. So I just put these here. And we got an Assassin Cloak. Nice. This one is 4 armor and 23% dodge. And this is counterattack, dodge, and armor. Better in rarity. We are changing it. No question. So let's just take these guys and keep the least annoying one till the end. Nice. Okay, Shark is dealing a lot of damage. Do the trashing. Okay, Ancient Breastplate. Doesn't really matter which one we are attacking because they are the same. Let's just trash this one. Second big chest. Let's see the loot, of course. Okay, so we can go with this one and finally get like a second part from this guy, but not exactly sure. Of course, we can always reroll, which is like a hit or miss thing. Dodge, counterattack, damage amplification. We are losing 3 armor. I'm just going to go with that because I'd really like to have the opportunity to get like better items if a big chest appears after a combat scenario. So let's just hope for the best. Get a random uncommon. Take them down. Forgot to trash, damn it. I can't really believe this. I should put a counter in the video how many times I forgot to trash items. Just, you know, one of the main things of the character that we are playing, but, you know, who cares? Okay. So now, here comes the inventory management part of the game where we don't have enough slots, but we really want to get those potions because increasing our chance of survival and success level. So I just trashed 2 random common items that we are not using. And the good thing is that we can trash at the end of the round as well when we, you know, are still choosing a new item. So bludgeoning 10%, crit chance increased. Unfortunately, and I still don't understand why, we cannot change already equipped items even after the combat scenario and while we are choosing items from a chest. So if you know why there is a restriction like this, let me know in the comments, but I cannot really get the reason to do so. So I'm just going to get rid of this to just get another common item, change the ring, trash it, so we got something that we won't be able to use. And here we go. There is a passive ability for Maximilian, for example. If you just skip a chest, you will get back like 5 HP, which is pretty nice. Let's just trash this random. Okay. Get this. So, for example, if you trash an item and you get like a common item, you can still get rid of it and just get another loot from the chest, which is a pretty nice fair trade in a way. Mask of the Fearless, no. Okay, let's just make an epic item out of this, and this is a leather garb, which dodge and armor, pretty good. Okay, I'm just going to keep it, and we will see what happens, because the Faceless set is pretty brutal. Gain a lot of damage amplification, but lose health whenever you attack. And 80% damage amplification, but 2 health lost. Can be great because we got a bunch of potions at our hands, but I'm just not going to risk this at the moment, so we just stick with these 2 sets at the moment. Lucky Charm, the Mask, the Scout one, no. Okay. Get rid of the shark stuff. Trash this. Okay. Historical Graves. Ah, okay, we can upgrade the other one. Really cool. Let's just spend 1 healing potion, just to be totally sure. And let's hope for a 3rd item. Okay, let's just get this one. And just upgrade the Saber to rank 3. Okay, so Chimera and Manticore. Manticore is, when attacking, apply 2 wounds, and Chimera is doing a multi-attack. I'm going to take down the wounding guy, but of course, to have an upper hand, I just gave a bunch of like poison damage to it immediately. Guy's down. Still like a multi-attack of like 3 times 2, so shouldn't be a problem. But give it like weakness and use at least 1 potion. Okay, no problem. Choose a style. So we can trash. So I do that. That was a bad idea. So let's see. Nettle, Mystic, Mistletoe. I'm not sure. Let's just reroll, which is always a gamble. And we got the Guerilla, which is extra Rogue and extra Legionnaire. Not really going to use the Legionnaire one, if you ask me, but let's go with this one in this case. Boss Chest, Wicked Robes, Boots of the Wanderer, which can be a really great upgrade from like 15% swiftness to 25% swiftness, dodge armor. Okay, not going to gamble because I usually screw it up, so let's just click on it. And we go to the Corrupted Forest, and they don't have any passive abilities, they just hit. Which is not a good thing on its own, but you know, we just get rid of them as soon as possible. Trash before I forget, multi-attack 2, get rid of it. And of course, in this place, in the Corrupted Forest, they are going to summon a couple of stuff called shroomies, which is like a really annoying like fungi being like summoned from these guys, and they just deal a bunch of damage at the end of the turn or the next turn, so they are trying to take advantage of you. I really don't like that. Let's change the Scout Cowl with the Thief Mask, because in this case we are not losing any of the set bonuses, but we have like extra swiftness and dodge. Okay. Pairing weapon. No, let's just get this one, so maybe we can get like a rank 3. Second big chest. Lion head, Uchinagata, and the mask of the something. We are not using these. And blighted sets. Oh boy. None of them are useful for us at the moment. Or maybe I should just, you know, delve into these, because Thorns is always great, but, you know, more eligible people will let me know in the comments, of course, that this is the place where you screwed up the run. You know, I got used to it because seemingly these types of games attract the crowd where everyone knows better. We will see. Okay, the multi-attack guy is going down first, and the Shroomy as well. And I think I'm going to change the crit chance ring to the Thorns one, just to be safe. In a way, trashing before I forget. We can deal like some extra damage without doing anything. Okay, let's get the Blight Crown, because rarity, it is the best one. Trash it, no. Okay, second passive ability, and now things are getting more interesting, because if we can get like a passive, which synergizes really well with the first passive, or the sets that we are rocking, this will be like a game changer. So at the end of the round, lose 3 armor and gain 1 barrier for perfected defense. No. After using a potion, restore 30% of your health. Can be extremely useful, and enemies receive double damage when it is not your turn. So what are we doing? First time you critically strike each round, gain an extra attack that cannot critically strike. Also gain critical chance and critical damage per level. We are not putting any, like, you know, statuses on the enemies. When you attack, gain 5% damage amplification, also gain swiftness per level. So as we talked about, this swiftness is like an extra attack chance, so still not putting statuses on enemies. So I'm just going to go with the upgraded formula, because it doesn't matter if I use like a healing potion or like a normal potion, I'm getting HP back, which is a really nice way. It's like, we're kind of like alchemists in a way, which I really like. Haha. Have you guessed based on my channel's name? Get the Traveler Amulet, so maybe we can get it to like level 3. Doesn't matter which one we attack, because same enemies. Okay, now we got some really cool upgrades. So the Assassin Mask is being changed to the Shadow Mask. Forgot to trash, of course. Trash this one. Okay. We're getting epic items, but of course not something that we'd like to use. Okay, Dueling Dagger. 3 to 4, critical chance 10, counterattack 20, counterattack 30, but no critical chance. I'm just going to change this, and in this case, Pouring Dagger is just going out to the trash, and, you know, I just upgrade these. Maybe we can use them at the forge. So, one of the first enemies. Deals double damage when not alone. After dying, apply 5 wounds, so let's just get rid of it. And you're just suffering 5 wounds is usually much better than just taking double damage from an enemy like this. So same method, was not successful, never mind. Aha. So can we get rid of this? Oh boy, this is super great item, so we really don't want to change it like this. Can't we get like a saltwater ring or something? Because that's not really cool. Yeah, I'm just going to upgrade my Thorny ring. Get like this one. So now healing potions are doing like a double dip, so like 30% and another 30% being replenished, which is super awesome. Okay, so until the next forge area, when entering a combat area, enemies lose 20% of health. Next forge area, restore 3 health when entering an area. Let's go with the easy path, so we can like one-hit enemies much easier. Okay, that's going to be great. Don't forget to trash, of course. Undead Helm, not a question. Oh yeah, sure, get the rare. Still not using it. Okay, so full beat eater plant. I'm going to say that every single video I make about overloading. Worst enemy of the game. When attacking, increase the damage of other enemies by 4. If it's alone, applies 4 weakness when attacking. So we just have to get rid of it immediately, because otherwise we are screwed. Trash. Great. Once again. Oh no. Okay. Whew. Thank you, swiftness. Awesome. So now Rose Whip. really cool stuff, but we are not using any of those sets. But we got a passive from the style we chose. So the Darkthorn set's second ability is, or like the 2-piece set bonus is, maximum health and 2 regeneration, damage that is equal to the health restored. So since we're going to blast a couple of potions, and it doesn't matter if it's a health potion, it's going to restore our health, I'm going to pick the Rose Whip, because with this we can do like super awesome combos. So Dueling Dagger is just going out on the window, and we got a 2/2/2 going on, and of course we got a upgrade chance immediately, so Rose Whip is being upgraded. Forgot to trash, of course, because I was super excited for this revelation. So let's just trash this and just take down a couple of enemies instantly. So now we are just looking for a third part for the Saltwater. Let's see what we can just, you know, get rid of. Is there a chance, by the way, to get rid of? No, at the moment, because in this case we would lose. Okay, unfortunately we cannot get rid of anything, because one of the points is coming from the passive that we are having from the style. So we just keep going on with this setup, and later on hopefully we can get like a Saltwater type of thing. So in this case we can have like a free set bonus of that and get like better loot. Okay, so the Beastly Mandrake, get rid of it immediately, because in this case no extra damage. I still don't know if this is being like influenced based on the drop rate, but I tend to see, or like, you know, notice that if we want to upgrade a green item to like rank 3, we're still having a rank 1 in the inventory, and as we progress, green items are just not dropping. So maybe it's the drop rate of lower rarity items, but I usually cannot complete a, like, you know, fully upgraded green item in the middle of the second act. But, you know, if I'm just going to trash this and, you know, just be sure that in the next couple of encounters, this one will drop. Trust me. Okay, let's make some cool items. So we are not using these at all. So make a legendary that maybe we use, of course not. Spring one, no. Blighted Crown, upgraded one. Get a legendary, which we will never use, of course, because why would we have an item that we can use?